Yo, welcome back to One More Meta. My name is Derik, and I am so ready just to get into ranting and raving about my top 5 most bro-worthy cards in the Final Fantasy set for Magic. I cannot wait. I'm not going to waste too much time. If y'all haven't seen one of these before, cards that make me say, bro, I'm just talking about cards that make me feel something deep down. It could be positive, negative, or anything in between. This is anything that if I want to rant and rave and start yelling random Magic stuff to my cat or my fiance, this is the outlet so they don't kick me out of the house and I yell at y'all instead. So let's just jump right into this list. I do have an honorable mention, which I don't normally have. Yeah, so the honorable mention for the most bro-worthy thing is, bruh, the price on this the fuck? That's my scientific breakdown. Why? Ouch, it hurts. At number 5, the number 5 most bro-worthy thing, getting to the actual list, and I'm gonna just knock these out of the way because y'all know these are gonna be on the list. They're on everybody's list, but I still need to yell a little bit, and it's both Sephiroth and Vivi. These fall into those like commanders where you just see them at a table and you got to take a second to really think like, do I want to get into this? Like, do I want to expose myself to what these cards are about to do? It's one of those where I almost have an urge when you see these commanders, so you just kind of like act like you trip and just like flick the card off the table, just like, and then if it flies far enough, maybe you won't have to play against it. Probably not the best idea. Don't do that in public. But these are just, I know I'm gonna see them at least. We got Vegas coming up. I know I'm gonna die to them a few times. They just seem, look, cool characters, powerful cards, but they seem damn miserable to play against. Sephiroth, the whole point of this deck is just having everyone sack all their creatures, because the quickest way to get to 4 people sacking creatures is to have everybody sack creatures, and then emblems are uninteractable, so you end up in this situation where the whole purpose of the deck is to basically tell everybody no creatures for you. Oh, and by the way, you can't interact with what I'm doing because I have these emblems that you can't do anything about. If you're playing against a Sephiroth deck, just keep your cards in your hand. Look, your creatures are going to die anyway. At least if you have them in your hand, you can like look at the pretty art up close, appreciate. Maybe you got some new Final Fantasy cards that you're looking at the art and the flavor text for. Don't bother playing them because then they're further away from you and then they also die and you have to deal with that sadness. Not worth it. Vivi, look, everybody says something about Vivi. Vivi, whatever drug, medication, happy pills someone was on that designed this, maybe I want some, so hit me up on that. But also how? Like, it doesn't tap, it makes mana based on power, but it also gets itself bigger because like you can just cantrip and do a whole bunch of stuff, get a whole bunch of +1 counters. Then it also, you know, just gutter snipes, because why not throw damage around as well. It's only 3 mana. I don't know the purpose of this other than to somehow, you know what, I get it. Someone loved Final Fantasy IX and thought, yo, Vivi, you're overrated. I don't like how much love you get. I think too many people like you. I'm going to find a way to make you a villain. And that's what they did. They made this card so damn obnoxious that when people play this card, give it a year, give it 2 years, people are going to feel about Vivi the way they felt about Nadu for like that 2 weeks before it was banned. Vivi will be known as a villain in the multiverse, and that was their goal. So whoever designed this, whoever did this, I see you. I get you. You're not slick. You were successful. This thing is miserable. Yeah, biggest villain in Final Fantasy in my eyes now. Now at number 4, we have a character from a game that I think was super underrated, and I think everybody has this with certain games. You like start playing it and you just don't play anything else. Like you just, for months you'll be playing this game, you get super into it. I've had like a handful over the years. Spoiler alert, Final Fantasy X was one of them. I had Bloodborne and Elden Ring and Xenoblade Chronicles, and Final Fantasy 15 was one of those games for me. And I thought the characters were great, the story was great, it kind of hit you right in the feels. I loved the design aesthetic and everything of it, and I thought Ardan was such a compelling villain. Just playing the game, he had this weird creepiness to him that you knew there was more going on than met the eye. Oh, it's great. And this card that he got is so damn cool. Ardan the Usurper is 5 black for a 4/4 Elder Human Noble. So now we got to start asking Ken what EDH stands for. Demons you control have Menace, Lifelink, and Haste. And then you have this ability where at the beginning of combat, you can exile a creature card from a graveyard and basically get a 5/5 demon copy of it, doing some like weird Scarab God stuff. I think this card is awesome. It does a perfect thing of like flavor mixed with doing a powerful effect at a high mana value. This is not as busted as some of the other cards we're going to talk about or that we just talked about. Like, this just seems like such a fun card, and it makes up for a lot of demons. The thing that they lack is they're these really expensive creatures that you get out. They have all these downsides. You're always paying life, always doing all this. Now they can get in for damage easier. You gain some life. They get haste. This just seems like a really fun stompy deck, and I'm all about that. And I think it's a great representation of a really cool and one of my favorite characters from the series. Now at number 3 most bruh-worthy thing in this set, we need to talk about Final Fantasy X and go on some rants for a little bit because, yeah, I haven't talked enough about it. Final Fantasy X was like formative for me. So that game I think is really what got me into gaming in a big way. And that was the first like really like story driven game. Obviously everybody played like Smash Bros and Mario Kart and oh gosh, GoldenEye. Yes, that's what I was all about. For years that was the type of stuff I played. And then Final Fantasy X came out, and I thought the box art looked cool. One of my friends was playing it, so I was like, let me pick this up. And within the minutes of that opening cutscene, just changed how I like gamed forever, basically. It was so beautiful, so compelling. That story was so in the feels the whole time. And something about it that really hit me the most in that opening cutscene was when you see Sin. You don't really know what it is yet. You just see like this destructive force going across Zanarkand. And it gave me the same feeling of the first time I watched Cloverfield, which is a movie I love and overrate way more than it should be. And it gave me that feeling of I need to know more about this creature, what's going on. And it really just, that moment was like, okay, I need to play this game. I need to know what's happening. And I think Sin, Spira's Punishment does a great job representing this. Sin is awesome. It is 4 in soul tie, so black, green, and blue for a 7/7 Leviathan avatar with flying. And it has the ETB or attack trigger where you exile a permanent card from your graveyard at random. You get a token copy, and if it's a land, you do it again. This ability is cool. It's stompy. It feels like this impending doom where you're just getting these resources. It opens up doors for cool token interactions. The card itself is awesome, but more importantly, Sin is on a magic card. And yeah, it didn't matter what the card said. It was going to be something that I felt compelled to build. And it's so cool to see such like really one of the most impactful villains in gaming ever. To see it on a card is just so damn cool. Now at number two, we got a two-parter, and this is like, we've talked about some of the most busted cards and beloved characters, but what happens when your beloved characters gets tried? Just gets like, just nothing nice to it. And there's a couple of these here that hurt me in the soul. We're gonna talk about Garland, Knight of Cornelia. Garland is such an iconic character. Final Fantasy 1, within minutes of the game, is introduced. The whole story is driven by this like demonic figure that's like looping time and all this that you find out. It is just such a cool way to start the series. And it's almost like it starts out cool because it's like 2 mana for a 3/2, cast non-creature surveil. That's pretty powerful. But then it has this ability where you pay 7 mana to return it from the graveyard to the battlefield transform. So I'm like, oh shit, we're about to get the demon version of Garland. The thing's gonna be busted, cracked in half. I can't wait to see it cost 7 mana to get it back out after it was in the graveyard. This is going to be insane. And then it's just a 5/5 demon that tucks itself when it dies. Yeah. That's a card. It's on a piece of cardboard, that's for sure. And then we can talk about another one. Look, in Final Fantasy X, back to ranting about that amazing game, the summons are so cool. So much of I think what forms people's formative Final Fantasies is like when like their age and like kind of where they decided to start playing. I know for Final Fantasy VII, such a big part of it was going from all the 2D to that first 3D game, and some of those cutscenes and rendered cutscenes were so amazing to see for the first time. And in Final Fantasy X, it was that next step into PS2, and stuff got crazy. It was so beautiful to look at, and the summons were some of the most iconic parts of that because their animations were insane. And I remember one specifically was Anima, and watching Anima with like the chains and like the plant thing, the teeth, and when you finally got to see like demon form, like one of the coolest creature designs of all time. Love this thing. So I was like, oh shit, there's gonna be an Anima card. It costs 6 mana in black. This is about to be cracked in half. It's a 6 mana 4/4. Okay, we're not, it's a saga. We're not here for the body. We're here for the abilities. We're not going to swing with it anyway. Who cares? Okay, it's got 4 chapters. Gotta be great. The first 3 chapters are just Phyrexian Arena. You're paying 6 mana for a Phyrexian Arena. You lose a life and you draw a card. Okay, look, drawing cards is cool, but it's got a 4th chapter. You know what? What if it's just set up? It's just trying to lure you in. It's just trying to build that anticipation, and the blah is something cool. I almost prefer the drawing cards because it just says each opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice and loses 3 life. Look, what did Anima do to you? I get it. Like, everybody has their least favorite summon that they don't use and they do this and that. But like, look, Garland, Anima, y'all both deserve better. It hurts me in my soul what they did to you. I'm gonna just force you in a deck to make a point. But damn, bro, they didn't need to do you like that. That's fucked up. All right, number one most bro-worthy card in the set. This one's pretty easy for me, and it's for a very simple reason, and I feel personally hurt because of this. There's a card, they have the side quest cards. And they have, fishing, which is awesome. Final Fantasy 15 fishing was one of my favorite parts of that game. And they have one called Side Quest Play Blitzball. It's 3 mana, buffs a creature. If you deal enough combat damage, you flip it into World Champion Celestial Weapon, one of like the iconic weapons for Waka, gives double strike, all this cool stuff. The card itself is awesome. The problem I have with the naming. Blitzball is not a side quest. It is a way of life. Blitzball is the game. You play Blitzball, and oh, by the way, you do the side quest of Final Fantasy X. You do the side quest of anything else. If you didn't spend 50 hours playing Blitzball, getting all the characters, getting every achievement or trophy or everything involved in Blitzball, you did not experience Final Fantasy X. So to you, whoever named this side quest, go play more Blitzball and give this some respect. It should be called... You know what? It should be called Blitzball X Magic the Gathering, and then Side Quest Final Fantasy for each and every one of the games. Blitzball is a way of life. It's the truth. Best part of the game. I will fight you on it. That's going to wrap it up for this week's video. Really hope y'all enjoyed it. Look, obviously I'm hyped for Final Fantasy. I hope y'all are as well. Let me know down in the comments below what y'all think. What are the things you're most excited about? What cards are making you say, bruh? And is it anything too powerful, too weak, or just some weird stuff in between? Because there are some cards that make me scratch my head in the best ways possible in this set. And Vegas is almost here. At time of recording, we're like a week away from Vegas. So if you're going to be there, we're doing a meet and greet on Sunday, and we'll be out and about throughout the weekend as well. It's just going to be Ken and I. Said can't make it this year. But that means you're still easy to find us. Just look for a table flipping, things flying in the air. That means Ken has been there. Come find us and make sure one of y'all kill Ken first. I haven't seen it happen yet, but I know it's possible. I can win eventually. I believe in myself. Yeah, it's, tons of stuff to come. But until then, stay petty.